Under the cover of darkness and the silence of the northern winds, Ukraine launched one of the most secretive and unexpected military operations in modern history. It was a strike that stunned the global defense community, an event that revealed just how far Ukraine's military intelligence and long-range precision capabilities had evolved. The target was not on its border, not within Europe, but deep inside East Asia, North Korea's most fortified military base. For decades, this base had been shrouded in mystery, protected by layers of air defense systems, underground tunnels, and some of the world's most secretive weapon facilities. Yet in a matter of hours that fortress, once thought untouchable, was brought to its knees by a strike so calculated, so sophisticated that it redefined what modern warfare means in an interconnected world. What followed shocked even the most seasoned analysts. North Korea's military command scrambled in chaos, and the balance of power in the region shifted overnight. From the outside, the fortress appeared to be an impenetrable steel labyrinth. The base was built beneath a mountain range, with its exterior camouflage to blend perfectly with the natural terrain. Dozens of heavy radar installations guarded the perimeter, and multiple anti-aircraft batteries lined the ridges, programmed to intercept anything that dared to approach. Reinforced blast doors concealed deep tunnels leading into hidden hangars and storage vaults. Above ground, surveillance towers equipped with advanced infrared and motion detection systems stood like silent sentinels, ensuring no intruder could come within a mile unnoticed. To most, the exterior was an unbreakable wall, a fusion of concrete, steel, and secrecy. But to Ukraine's tactical command, it was a puzzle to be solved, not a wall to be feared. Using data gathered from satellite networks, cyber reconnaissance, and artificial intelligence, Ukraine mapped every contour of the base's structure, discovering its weak points in digital silence before the first missile ever left the launch pad. Once the outer defenses were breached, what lay inside told a story of both technological ambition and strategic arrogance. The interior of the base was a maze of operations centers, weapons laboratories, and nuclear storage chambers. Underground bunkers stretched for miles, with control rooms glowing in dim red light, and walls lined with screens displaying missile trajectories and radar scans. Ukrainian reconnaissance teams later described it as a city buried beneath stone, a place where hundreds of personnel worked day and night under constant secrecy. When the strike hit, shockwaves tore through these corridors, collapsing tunnels and disabling power grids. The once buzzing command centers went dark, and entire sections of the base were sealed by debris. Within minutes, North Korea's most guarded military brain had gone silent, its nerve center turned to ash. The performance of the Ukrainian operation was nothing short of extraordinary. Every element, planning, execution, and extraction, unfolded with mechanical precision. The mission was orchestrated using a combination of long-range drones, hypersonic cruise missiles, and electronic warfare units. Ukrainian engineers had modified standard strike drones with stealth technology, reducing radar visibility to nearly zero. These drones flew thousands of miles, crossing airspace with unmatched agility, guided by encrypted satellite signals. Once in position, they deployed decoy flares to distract North Korea's radar operators. Seconds later, the real strike commenced. Precision, guided missiles, coordinated in perfect timing, descended on key targets, radar installations, fuel depots, communication towers, and the underground entry shafts. The first wave disabled the defensive grid. The second wave destroyed ammunition caches and armored convoys. The final stage, a high-yield electromagnetic pulse strike, crippled the base's electronic systems completely. Not a single warning transmission escaped before the blackout consumed it. Throughout the operation, safety was paramount. Ukrainian command ensured that every phase minimized the risk of civilian casualties and collateral damage. Using AI-assisted target verification, each strike was confirmed multiple times to avoid non-military zones. Pilots and drone operators were protected by remote operating stations located thousands of miles away, ensuring that no personnel were exposed to direct combat. Cyber defenses were activated to prevent retaliatory hacking attempts by North Korean or Russian-linked units. Meanwhile, the extraction phase was handled with remarkable caution. Reconnaissance satellites verified the destruction's extent before any follow-up surveillance was initiated, ensuring there were no surviving counter-attack forces in the area. The safety protocols extended even to environmental considerations. Precision explosions designed to minimize toxic chemical release from destroyed weapon caches. This operation wasn't only about victory, it was about control, discipline, and restraint in the face of overwhelming power. The unique selling point of this mission was its fusion of stealth, cyber intelligence, and psychological warfare. Ukraine didn't just attack a physical base, it attacked the myth of North Korea's invincibility. For decades, Pyongyang's propaganda had painted its military as untouchable, its bunkers as indestructible. But with one operation, Ukraine shattered that illusion. The strike was executed without any warning, leaving intelligence agencies worldwide stunned by how Ukraine bypassed some of the most advanced air defense systems in existence. Experts later revealed that Ukraine had employed a new generation of algorithmic targeting systems, capable of predicting radar rotations and timing flight paths to pass through momentary blind spots. This wasn't brute force, it was precision intelligence. The combination of cyber infiltration and mechanical accuracy gave Ukraine a historic advantage, proof that in modern warfare, brainpower can defeat even the thickest armor. What made this event even more remarkable was the geopolitical ripple effect it caused. North Korea, humiliated on the world stage, accused Western powers of aiding the operation. Moscow, which had quietly supported Pyongyang's military infrastructure, found itself facing diplomatic backlash as allies distanced themselves to avoid association with failure. Meanwhile, global analysts began to see Ukraine in a new light, not as a nation constantly on the defensive, but as a strategic power capable of global reach. This perception change was worth more than any territorial gain. The psychological price for North Korea and its partners was enormous. The fear of unseen, unstoppable strikes now loomed over every high-security installation they possessed. The cost of the operation, when compared to its results, was astonishingly efficient. Analysts estimated that the total mission expensing, including drone manufacturing, missile deployment, and intelligence coordination, was under $120 million. In contrast, the damage inflicted exceeded $8 billion in infrastructure losses. The destroyed base contained years of nuclear research data, advanced weapon prototypes, and strategic communication systems that North Korea had been developing since the early 2000s. The financial and military blow was catastrophic. Ukraine, in essence, neutralized an entire segment of enemy capability at a fraction of the cost. It was a demonstration of how efficiency, precision, and innovation can achieve results that even larger powers struggle to replicate. Technologically, this mission set a new standard for covert warfare. The use of adaptive AI-driven drones capable of making micro-adjustments mid-flight introduced a new era of battlefield autonomy. These machines didn't simply follow commands, they learned and adapted in real time, responding to threats faster than any human operator could. The integration of satellite communication with quantum encryption ensured that no signal could be intercepted or traced. The coordination between Ukraine's Air Force, Cyber Defense Division, and Foreign Intelligence allies created an operational network that operated with near-perfect timing. This performance redefined what a small, determined nation could achieve when technology and willpower merged. Another remarkable aspect was the human element behind the success. The analysts, coders, and engineers who built the framework of this strike represented the future of warfare, where digital soldiers play as crucial a role as those on the ground. Each decision was tested through simulations, each potential risk mapped through predictive algorithms. This meticulous attention to detail ensured that every second counted. Ukrainian leadership emphasized adaptability, empowering local commanders to make independent tactical decisions as situations evolved. This decentralization of control allowed the mission to proceed smoothly even under unexpected conditions, showcasing a level of operational maturity that stunned defense experts worldwide. The aftermath of the strike was equally transformative. Satellite images captured the aftermath: massive craters, collapsed tunnels, and thick plumes of smoke rising from what had once been North Korea's pride. Panic rippled through Pyongyang's command centers as they struggled to re-establish communication lines. In the hours following the strike, confusion spread across the region. North Korean state media went silent, while reports from nearby villages described tremors so powerful they shook windows hundreds of miles away. The secrecy surrounding the base meant that even many within the North Korean military were unaware of what had been destroyed, heightening the sense of mystery and fear. It wasn't just a loss of a base, it was the loss of secrecy itself, the one weapon North Korea had always depended on. From a strategic standpoint, the implications were immense. The destruction of the fortified base crippled North Korea's missile development capabilities for years to come. The underground labs that once tested propulsion systems and warhead components were reduced to rubble. The supply chains supporting these facilities were disrupted, and scientists critical to the program either went missing or were relocated in panic. This disruption created a ripple effect across other regions, forcing North Korea to divert resources and manpower to rebuild what was lost. For Ukraine, the strike became a symbol of deterrence, a message that no distance was too far, no fortress too strong. As the global community reacted, the price of silence became evident. Nations that had underestimated Ukraine's reach began reassessing their own defenses. For the first time, small and medium powers recognized that dominance no longer belonged exclusively to superpowers with massive fleets and nuclear stockpiles. The new era of warfare belonged to those who could think faster, strike smarter, and adapt instantly. Ukraine had proven that intelligence and precision outweighed brute numbers, and that innovation could rewrite geopolitical boundaries without crossing them physically. In conclusion, the secret Ukrainian strike on North Korea's most fortified base will be remembered as one of the boldest and most technically advanced operations of the 21st century. It demonstrated not only superior weapon performance, but also the strategic vision of a nation that refuses to be limited by geography or expectation. The mission's flawless execution, minimal risk, and overwhelming impact showcased how a disciplined, technologically advanced military can reshape the rules of engagement. The exterior defenses of the world's most secretive state were torn apart by intelligence, the interior destroyed by precision, and the myth of invincibility shattered by innovation. As the dust settled and the echoes faded, the message was clear: the balance of power had shifted. Ukraine had sent a warning wrapped in silence, a reminder that strength is no longer measured by the size of your army, but by the depth of your intelligence. What happened that night under the dark Korean skies was not merely a military operation. It was the dawn of a new reality, a world where technology, strategy, and resilience redefine what it means to strike, to win, and to survive.